Good afternoon, everyone. We got another one from the brand I love to hate, and that's Tomica Limited Vintage. And you'll see why. I'll complain, I'm sure of it. This is really old. This is LV-11, number 11 in their history, right? They have many, many more. They even have the Neo line. And this one actually has a date, 2004. Yeah, very cool. I bought this used, of course. So this is the Isuzu Bellett 1300. So the Isuzu Bellett was a subcompact class of cars, and it was produced between 1963 to 1973. In 1964, the 1300 came out. It originally came out as a 1500cc, but I guess this must be a cheaper version, being a 1300. So nice packaging here, blister protects it from vibration, but I recommend you actually don't store them in the boxes. I think it causes paint rash, any moisture. So hopefully whoever had this before displayed it, and it doesn't look like it's got paint rash, but this is the only images I could find. Most of the images I find are 4 headlights, and it's 1500, 1600s, the more powerful GTRs. This is the base model, which is 2 headlights it seems, but someone in Russia apparently loves this car. And so we have this nice distinguished Japanese gentleman hanging out, looking suave if I might say so myself. And it's the 4-door version in this photograph, and the grille does match up pretty well. Pretty neat. It's got the hubcaps. Yeah. Seems to be a 2-door version here, and back to the 4-door version there. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Well, I guess we can do more of a side angle comparison here. So it's a pretty small car, it seems like, as cars were back in the 60s. Here's a little shot of the interior. No headrest, no Ralph Nader saying that's dangerous. Okay, let's take a look here. It seems like it's just a white paint, no metallic flake or anything like that. The actual contouring of the body looks pretty nice. It's like undercut here. It's pretty cool. But above the rear tire, there's like a flared out like streak. So interesting styling going on there. Model wise, it's got pretty decent panel gaps, and white always has a hard time covering casting, so you can see the darkness of the metal edges. I've grown accustomed to it. I kind of feel like it's a tough call. Do I want to see the metal edges, or do I want to have so much paint that the panel gap almost vanishes? I don't know which I want. Anyways, it's hard to get it right with the lighter colors. I'm now noticing there's I'm assuming a Bellett text right there. Sorry, it's really small. Focus, come on now. Yeah, I think it is legible. And then there's a orange printed reflector, a running light there, and then the door handles are sticking out, painted silver. I like that the front window isn't there, so you can see the interior better, but the other windows do have some silver printing on them. And is there silver up here? No. There's a molded in rain gutter, but there's no chrome work on it, it seems. I kind of feel like the real car might have it, but it's no big deal. Pretty basic hubcaps, but I do think that's just the way they were on the real car. I don't think these were considered expensive vehicles. Isuzu's not a premium brand, I guess. As you saw, this thing has suspension on it, and then on the bottom it does have 2004 and all that stuff, right? So there is a variation, LV-10. I'm not sure. Maybe that's the 4 headlight one, like the more powerful engined ones. Typical TLV tires, they're kind of smooth, but not. It's the way they just construct their wheels. Tiny little exhaust type, and it's overlapping out here, so that's kind of neat. I don't like how they're press fit together, though. Okay, separate bumpers, front and rear, chromed plastic. And then we got some silver rectangles printed there. Come on. Yeah, there we go. I don't know. I'm going to guess those are turn signals under white lenses. And then this is actually recessed. This is some sort of vent, but it's missing black paint. And then this is chromed plastic, and it does seem to have black paint. Or actually it just might be molded deep enough that it looks black. The headlights are clear. It's just kind of flat. I guess they're okay. They're pretty small. Let's see. Some sort of... Well, it's not even... There's no text there. It's just a silver rectangle there. So I'm not sure if that's actually supposed to say anything or not. I can't tell in the photograph. You can see some sort of Hot Wheels kind of casting blemishes, a bunch of dents, you know, because they don't lay on the paint thick. Some vent details here. Yeah, okay. And then this window, it's got printed on wiper blades. So that's one criticism, you know. Everything has molded wiper blades, but these TLVs, they just print them on. It seems really lazy. Like even Hot Wheels from decades ago, right? Probably had molded wiper blades. But anyways, we have some black paint here for the molding. That's nice. Going around here on this side, we have probably a fuel filler maybe, or a key lock. It looks awfully big to be a key lock. And then we have some hinges, external hinges for the trunk, and then some black mold paint here. And then we have some nice clear tail lights, which look good. And then some printed on maybe backup lights. I'm just guessing here. I can't see a rear photograph. And then some silver again here for this hand grab there. And no license plate there. I would actually prefer no license plates than the weird white printed blank license plates. On a white car would make a difference anyways. So the chrome was still pretty good. It hasn't vaporized away like some toys do. You can still see the reflection of the red there, so that's nice. Okay, going to the interior, we have a nice red interior. It's matching that photograph actually. It's not two-tone like the photograph, but at least it's red. And unfortunately it still is a little dark in there, so. The steering wheel has air passing through the spokes, so it looks pretty good. And it looks like an old school steering wheel. Nice molded details on that radio there in the middle. And then we have two little bulges around for the gauges. So it's okay, good enough. The door panels are nice, wind down windows, the door handle, well maybe that's a cigarette ashtray. Cars had those back in the day. Or that would be the lamest armrest in the world. Yeah, same there. Okay, so nice interior. I like this, you know, got some color on it. Alright, so very small. It has many, if you watch any other videos on TLVs, I think they all roll. Let's get some other cars out. Okay, I only have 4 other Isuzus in my collection, so I might as well just show all of them. The predecessor to this vehicle was the Isuzu Hillman Minx, which I believe must have been licensed from a British company. Anyways, this ran between 53 to 64. And I think it might actually be bigger. Yeah, it was a bigger car. Interesting. Oh, fuel economy. Well, the gas crisis hasn't happened yet. Anyways, funky styling. What else do I have here? I have this hopped up version, the Bellett 1600 GTR. Now this one is made by a company called Dido, so it's a little bit different. This one was a TLV also. And this is a kit. It says DYT kit on it. They're actually relatively okay for the price that I paid for it, at least. I like that it has the clear lights. You know, it actually has 6 clear headlights on the front of it. I think these might, no suspension, no side window. Yeah, just printed on taillights. That's the only sacrifice. But even this one has printed on taillights, and it's cost a lot more money. Okay, let's see. Another one by a brand called Konami is the Isuzu 117 Coupe. This ran between 68 to 76, and this is supposed to be a luxury car, like handcrafted, really expensive. But I think it also was Italian styled, maybe Giugiaro or something, I forget. I have to look up the review of that one. Decent enough model. Kind of an ugly car though. And the last one is back to TLV. It's called the Isuzu Gemini, and it's apparently the first generation from 79 to 84, and it's a radio car. So it promotes a radio or something. Radio 954. So all relatively classic cars. Isuzu, I think, only makes trucks nowadays. I know they left America for a long time ago, but they're still here in Asia. And some of the trucks are actually pretty cool looking. Yeah, but they look like every other truck as well at the same time. But they're alright. So definitely, you know, from 2004, it's kind of expected to have some deficiencies. like the general lack of badging on the front and the rear, on the trunk and the hood. But at least the side it says Bellett. Maybe the front and rear don't actually say anything, and they're just supposed to be chrome rectangles. Otherwise, it actually looks like the photographs, and it's actually pretty good. I guess the only other criticism may be like it could have used some black paint in that front grille underneath the main grille. But for 2004, it's actually pretty good. By today's standards, it could be better, of course, but I'm sure this wasn't too expensive back then. And it's, again, the reason why I continue collecting TLV is they make these random cars. You know, it's logical that they would have the 1600 GTR, but this is just the base economy version, and they actually took the time to make it, so I think it's really neat. Okay, well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you're one of the few Isuzu aficionados out there, but I'm sure you must be a TLV lover. Alright, see you guys. Bye.